there's sound. So again, you get what you pay for. So if you watched earlier, there wasn't sound. Um, it says there's sound. So all right, I should not be the sound man for anything or anyone. Um, so all right, all right. So I hear myself in the background. That's nice. All right. So I've been watching a lot of Star Trek recently. Um, they have the holodeck, which you know is a great thing, but if it's like anything else, it came in stages. So like, there'd be like, the holodeck equivalent of an Atari. So you'd be in there like Tron, but like the '70s Tron, not the remake. And it'd be like, yeah, this is weird, but like, and then it would just like glitch, and like the whole thing would just be all like buffering, and like you see this big white circle in front of your face, and you just be like, come on, man, I was really having fun with that holodeck. Why did it buffer? Like, man, like that DSL HDR, whatever, running it would just, just not have enough bandwidth for your holodeck, and you just be all bummed out. Kids would be like, God, you only spent 10 grand on this, and it just doesn't even work. Man, like, I'm tired of seeing stars and like staring at stars all the time coming here, man. So like I'll be watching a lot of movies, with everything going on. So like I'll be watching like, man, I look just like Brad Pitt, or like, man, I'm a poor man's version of that Jurassic Park guy, or and then just be like, I never hear my wife just be like, yeah, I look like her, I look like her. Women just have a more self confidence and like just cool with who they are. Like guys are always like, yeah, and I'm guilty as anyone else, but just the way it is. And then like I get to thinking about just these random things. It's kind of be random stuff today. Like man, like have you ever been working your job? Like most of us aren't doing our dream job when we were a kid. Like I'm like I've been working in restaurants like Steak and Shake, and I'm just like, man, in the afterlife, I don't want to be doing this. Like if there's restaurants in afterlife, man, I hope there's just anyone but me working in one. Like, or even my job I have now. I mean, I could just see answering phones and angels. I mean, like I'm sure they're cool and everything, but like they're probably just want what they want. Um, and like speaking of my wife, I got the lottery. And have you ever been like discussing the lottery? It becomes so real that you're fighting over the money and how to use it. Like I'd be like, I mean, I'd be touring, I'd be seeing Fish and Dead and Company and Leftover Sam and just whoever, and and like if you know the scene, like Leftover Sam's still a new band to me, but they're like, very old. And then like, and she's like, you can't be wasting all your money on touring, and you'd give all that money away, hippie chicks and stuff, and like, and God knows what you'd be doing, and like you'd just be. And like, if you do that, and then like, so what you spend the money on? And like, oh, I'd buy a house and a car. I'm like, we don't need a new house. We got a house just fine. And our car is good for another, well, you'd be going to concerts. And the lottery becomes so real that you're just like, man, I hope I don't even win the damn thing. Um, and then like, just being here and like watching my kids more, I'd be like, they just do stuff that I would never do. Like I realized for a long time now, I am terrified of falling and scraping my knee. Like they will just like bounce. they will they will bounce off a rock, hit another rock, and just keep on running and like bleeding and stuff like that. And just fine with it, And I'm like, that happened to me. I'd be laying there like medevac, like please just take me to the hospital. I scraped my knee, like it hurts. Well, and that's the one thing that they can do is like, and sometimes they won't even hurt themselves. Yeah, I can speak. That was throwing my voice. Like I was throwing my voice over there from 2 seconds ago. So, it's all like this parallel universe stuff happening. It's quantum, like it's just like like the quantum spatial, like subdivision. I can't speak, but anyway. where there's like a a field, and there's like a thing here and a thing here. Like I just kind of like, but yeah, like I don't like hurting myself by running at all. So I mentioned leftover salmon. So I'll be talking about fish and stuff. And like early on, I made the mistake of calling it a fish show, and I never said concert or. And like I'd be talking to guys, and they'd be like, "Man, like I love to fish," and I'm like, "Yeah, fishing, yeah, like like touring and stuff." And they're like, "Yeah, like I like fishing in different spots." And we'd be having this awkward conversation. We're kind of feeling each other out, and like, "Oh, you're talking about catching a fish, and I'm talking about catching a buzz." So like, we were just on two different wavelengths a lot of times. Or they would say like, "You're going to SeaWorld," and I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Really, I'm the one that wasn't clear. Um, and then there's like, when I was a kid going to fish tournaments, I call myself a 20 kid. I'm old. But like, I'd be like, cigarettes were just completely illegal, like I still remember when the high school students would smoke on school property and caught a trash can, a trash can on fire, but they weren't in trouble for smoking. They say, "Hey, put your butts responsibly away. Don't cause a fire." And now, you'd be driving down the road as a kid now, and you'd be like, it's flash forward, 10, 15 years, and I'd be driving around and be like, "Copper, this is not a cigarette. This is a joint. So please, just let me be. I'm just smoking a joint here. This is not a cigarette." And can dread sniffing dogs, smell tobacco? I don't know. Crazier things have happened. It's all about the health. But yeah, 40. 40, I'm just becoming more forgetful, like kind of forgot the joke. No, it's like I'll be like my own Sherlock, and like it'd be the case of the missing keys, and can I get to work on time and find my keys by doing so? And like it'd be like I deducted, I deduced, I walked through the door there. Did I put him there? No, it's not in the spot that I always put him. Then they must be somewhere else in this room. No, it's not in this room. It's under deducted, deduced. It's in under the banana. Of course, of course. Why wouldn't it be there? Um, so yeah, simple times. Yeah, this times. So now another thing about turning 40 is like, I graduated from college going the second time, mainly because, of going to fish concerts the first time. So I'm going to college the second time, trying to get my psychology degree, which is pretty much as worth as a piece of paper printed. You don't get much for that. But it's the degree I chose. And then like I knew I was getting older when the student worker was like, "Oh, are you looking for the staff discount?" And I'm like, "No, I wish, man, that'd be cool, but I'm a student and I'm definitely getting older." Like the first time I met like my stepkids, they're like, "I like alternative music." I'm like, "Oh, like you like Nirvana?" And they looked at me just, no, no clue, old. Um, So, speaking of like, my stepkid, my stepchild's favorite joke. So we're out there making jokes, and we're actually like, um, you know, trying to think of funny things. We're just like, Detroit imported, all the way from Detroit, and oddly enough became a commercial. Um, and then like, not from us. And then, there was this one that came up with that was like, how many people does it take to change a light bulb? And it's just like, depends where the light bulb is. If it's right there, you just change it right away. But if it's on the space station, man, space station, Takes hundreds, millions. I don't know. I always thought it was funny. So like it's dad jokes here. I got a spot for dad jokes. This is my organization pattern. So I got the SpaceX one, which if you've been watching these, you heard before. Is like, you know, how many people does it take? Oh no, that's okay. So SpaceX is SpaceX. You know, it's like, what was the hardest thing for SpaceX to do? And it was getting it off the ground. You know. um, and then there's this one where it's like, remember Hodor, like Hodor. Well, in my house, it's closed door. You know, it's closed door and closed door. Close the door. And then there's always the reason, like, you know, why if there's 30 flavors of M&Ms, why can't they cover the holodeck in chocolate? I'm not the holodeck. Payday bar and chocolate. Oh yeah, I may have had a couple today. And then there's you know, you got kids, and like a lot of you out there don't have kids, and are really like, you know, I talk to you guys, and you're like, well, you know, they put the baby locks on the outside of their house to keep kids from coming in. But no, it's fun. You know, it's like, you know, like I'll tell them to go look for kyber crystals, you know, and then, you know, the Jedi crystal to make a lightsaber, you know, for those who don't know. So they'd be like, kyber crystals are outside. I'm like, yeah, keep looking for them. Keep looking for them. You know, and then meanwhile, they're running back and forth looking for them. Like, faster. If you run faster, you find them faster. And then that worked for a while, and they'd be all worn out because I couldn't find them because, you know, they don't exist. They're not in the backyard. And then I like to confuse them, too. Like, I'll just start singing random Beatles lyrics throughout the day. You know, just kind of like, you know, just be like, they wake up and be like, obla di, obla da. And they look at me, what's that? Or like, you know, like, cuckoo, cuckoo, I'm the Eggman. Or like, we all live in the Yellow Submarine. We don't live in the Yellow Submarine, Dad. What are you talking about? Cuckoo, cuckoo. And they'll just be looking at me. And of course, like, you can do a lot with like words you know from bands. And like, just like this Halloween, you know, like I'd be like, you know, this candy's gonna disappear after you fall asleep. You know, smashing pumpkins come out at night and eat all your candy. So eat it now, or it's gonna be gone. And then I'll just be like, we only come out at night, for the days are much too bright. They'd be just like, man, I gotta have fun. And then there'd be like my 2-year-old, which I'd come home from, you know, like Steak and Shake or other times, and I'd be like late, 1 or 2 in the morning. And then I'd have to get up at 5, not because I set the alarm, but it's because my 3-year-old would pry my eyes open. I just wish I didn't show him Clockwork Orange. And trust me, you're waking up if a 3-year-old is prying your eyes open. Just sneak in, pry my eyes open. You know, I'll be, you know, kind of zoned out and like watching the Disney Channel, and I'll realize that there's no kids in the room. Like I could have been watching what I wanted. Are you kidding me? And then I take the kids on hikes. You got to do that, you know. And you know, take the kids on hikes, and they're like, man, like, and if they start talking, I'm like, listen, there's the Ozark Creek monster, and they'll come up, and they're just like, all freaked out and stuff. Jedi training goes a long way to get them to sleep. Tell them it's 10, it's what Jedis do. 8, 9, whatever. And then let's see. Well then, all right. Oh, okay. So for the guys that left me words last time to make a joke out of, or topics. All right. So came up with something. Could have Googled it, but I didn't. I didn't know what any of it meant except for Milwaukee. Then there was like Simonophore, Bumbershoot, and Hobknocker. So I was just like, came up with a little song that I guess I'll end it on. So last night I had a few Milwaukee's best. Came in and saw my Hobknockers on the wife. Then had a little bumbershoot. Now I'm feeling so phony. And I'll type those words out. Um, so, hey, thanks for watching. I'll be doing a more formal and organized things on my YouTube channel of all these. Had a little fun. If no one else did, that's okay, because I did. All right, have a good night.